Hello everybody, so we're gonna do a follow-up of the Easter egg situation. So this is our dye bath from yesterday. In here are still all 7 jars, but we only need 5 of them, so I'm just gonna take 2 of them out very carefully because they're all floating around. I'm not going to discard them yet because I might use the liquid that's in here still. So I'm just going to put them over to the side there under the camera. And then we have 5 left. They still have the water and vinegar mix in that they had in yesterday. So obviously all the dye exhausted into the yarn, stuck to the yarn, chemically bonded to the yarn. So you'll see in the previous video the result of the 7 skeins that I had, and I thought I'm going to take the 5 best results. Well, I'm going to take some of the best results and repeat them if possible into these 5 jars. So I have soaking here. Bring this bucket up here. I have 5 skeins of 100 gram of Soul sock yarn from African Expressions, SA Mills, and that's exactly how they came out of the packet. So they all are twisted up. I just have them soaking here in this bucket of water and vinegar, and I will be placing them into these jars shortly. But let me first take that out the way. Then I have selected some colors. So from yesterday, what I really liked was how the bright yellow, indigo and coal, how they mixed together. I really liked that. So they're going to go into 1 jar. And then I really also liked how the gold and turquoise mixed. Gold and turquoise is just a winner. Really pretty. And then also the fuchsia and the shamrock. Somehow that green and pink combination was absolutely stunning. So those are the 3 that I've chosen from yesterday's 7. And then what I thought as 2 wild cards, I'm going to do red and chocolate, which is just gorgeous together. I think it reminds me of a red velvet cake. And then just for fun, bright pink and orange, because I think that's going to look really nice together too. So let me put these off to one side again. Get the lid out the way. So the idea is then to put one of the colors in first, then put the yarn in, and then add the other color on top. So basically recreating what I did yesterday. Instead of taking the yarn from one color into another, I'm just going to add the color into the same dye bath. Also more or less layering it in the order that I did yesterday. Because if you remember, I did, for instance, 1 in turquoise, 1 in gold. Then the one that was in the gold, I went into the turquoise. The one that was in the turquoise, I went into the gold. So they looked quite different depending on which way around I did it. So that's going to also kind of determine how I add to there, more or less, if I can remember. And at the end of the day, it's not that serious. So I'm just going to get a cup of water there, a cloth to put that on. Then I have all our pipettes. These are the 3 milliliter graduated or gradated, however you say it, pipettes. I need quite a lot. So let's just put those there. Try not to mix them up. So let's get going. I think I will first do... Oh, and then this I have on already. So it's starting to get warm because I do want it to go a little bit quicker. I have more or less the same amount of liquid in each of these jars. Let me just have a squiz. Yes, I don't want it to get too warm because the water that it's soaking in is cold. And we don't want to shock the yarn too much. So I'm going to start with the coal. So I'm going to just open that over the zinc. And then we will add, let's start this one furthest away. Yesterday I did 8 mils of each and 15 mils of the 1%. So I'm going to do 4 mils of that. 3, 4. Let's give it a shakeroo. Take that away. There's already a drop of black in there. I don't know how that happened. So I'm very carefully going to extract one of these skeins out here. Going to squeeze the liquid out. You see, that's what it looks like. It's still the whole twisted skein. So that's just going to go straight into the jar like that. Boom. Then I will take some of the liquid that's in here, say 200 mils. So I've got 200 milliliters of the soak water, which has already got vinegar in it. And let's just give this a bit of a lift it up and down. And then next I'm going to put on the indigo. Same amount, we're going to do 3 4 milliliters. That I'm just going to pour over the top in one go. Now I'm not going to move it around again. I'm just going to let that sit for a fraction, because next I will then add the yellow on top of that. So we're done with those ones. Let's move that out the way. Then next up we have the gold and the turquoise. I mustn't forget, I will add some yellow to that in a moment, don't worry, I haven't forgotten. So gold and turquoise, I want to put the turquoise in first. So give it a good shake off to the side here. Let's grab another pipette. Let's do this one. So that's going to be 3 and 1, that's 4 milliliters. Put that in there. Okay, that's the turquoise is in there now. We're going to grab another skein of yarn. Just clean my hands. I'm just going to squeeze out some of the liquid. And there it is. And we're just going to dunk it in there. And let that sit for a little bit. And then, just like I did just now, I'm going to get 200 milliliters or thereabouts of the soak water. And to that, we will add the gold. Now the gold is 1%, so I added 15 mils yesterday. So I will do, I think, 12 mils today. Let's do 10. 3, 6, 9, 10. There we go. I don't write down any of my recipes because none of my colorways are repeatable. I don't repeat them. What you buy is unique. I can do similar ones, but they will never, ever be the same. Okay, let's do the same what we did here. Oh, look at that. Let's just lift that up once and drop it back down again. That's nice. And then on top of that, I'm going to chuck in the gold. The downfall this time is yesterday we could look in the side of the jar what it looks like. Today we can't. Also, the twisted skein creates some resist, so the skeins are twisted up, so the dye can't quite get everywhere and into the middle. So I'm expecting there should be way more white bits and lighter bits. I just want to check here in the camera. Yes, it's all still running. Now, okay, we've done turquoise and gold. Move that out the way. Next, we're going to do fuchsia and shamrock that I really liked. And I want to do the fuchsia first. So, and what I noticed with the fuchsia and the shamrock, one of the two of them still had some dye particles in, which created sort of a speckled effect, which I really liked. So I hope that that happens again. Although this time I'm not mixing it around, so let's see. Anyway, so let's get the fuchsia. We're gonna do 3, 4 milliliters. And put that in there. And clean my fingers, grab a cloth. And now let's extract. See, there's already some indigo there. This indigo, I'll find it everywhere. Get another one out here. Okay, there goes another skein in. Plop, 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 plop. Let that just sit like that. We mustn't forget I must still add yellow to that one. But let's concentrate here. So I need some soak liquid. Making a big mess here. I want about 200 milliliters. It's not an exact science. Now we're going to go with the shamrock. Let's grab that pipette. The shamrock's also 4 milliliters. 3 and 4. Give that a quick stir. Put that lid on. If I had another 4 arms, that would have been absolutely fantastic. Alrighty. Okay, we're just going to give this one lift. Oh, look at that. The jar wants to float away. And drop it back down. And chuck the green on top. There we go. Right, so that was fuchsia and shamrock. Now we have the 2 new ones. So we've got orange and bright pink. I think we will put in the orange first. I'm just going to go with the same volumes as yesterday. So let's do, that's 4 milliliters. Excuse my arm. 4 milliliters. Okay, so of course the phone died just as I was about to add the yellow to there, and then the red and the brown to here. So in here I first added the brown and then added the red on top. So let's just have a quick look at what was for what here. Oh no, let's see if I can even remember. That was turquoise and no, this was turquoise and gold. That was indigo, black and yellow. That was one of the wild card ones. That is bright pink and orange. This was a wild card one. That's brown and red. And this was, oh my goodness, I don't remember. Oh yes, that is shamrock and fuchsia. Gosh, you hardly even see the fuchsia at all. It's mostly just sort of the shamrock on top. So that's what they look like, and they're going to heat set now, probably for the next 2 or 3 hours. It takes a while for the temperature to reach 85 degrees, and then once it has done, it will sit and boil at 85 degrees for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I will let it cool overnight, and then I will come back tomorrow morning, which is here then Saturday the 4th of April tomorrow, and report back. But just look how luminous this bright pink is, and I hardly added any. There was what, 3 milliliters of the dye stock solution, which is like 0.001%. It's crazy. Anyway, that's that, and I will check in with you once that's all done. Have a nice one. Bye.